What is going on, everybody? And in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Citroen C3 Racing, which was actually one of my favorite rallycross vehicles to use back in the day. This was honestly my favorite overall car before the Cadillac and the Mitsubishi actually came out. Now obviously those cars are going to be on top, but I wanted to take another look at this car, and I'm also going to be doing a video on the Porsche as well, because it seems some of these cars actually got the special handling update, and I have noticed a bit of a difference in them, and I do think they're going to be a little bit better now. I really do think Ubisoft's going in the right direction with this update, because the handling is definitely improving these vehicles. Now when it comes to the pro settings on my C3, it's basically going to be the same as it was in that summit recently, where you actually had to race down a rally raid event, which was honestly pretty dang fun. I did really enjoy that one. I basically switched from this to that with the ARBs on the front, but that is pretty much it when it comes to the settings on this vehicle. They have remained the same since I originally first started using this vehicle back in the day, and honestly the C3 in my opinion really was never that bad of a car, but I do think it's going to be a lot better now with this update, which is honestly great, because some of these rallycross vehicles, if I'm being honest, are just terrible, and I really don't see anybody using any of these for that matter. For example, the Lancia is a really cool looking car, but this thing can be very hard to drive. We obviously have the Mitsubishi that is basically taking over all of the other cars with the Escalade. The Audi's pretty decent, then the Ford I really haven't used, and so on. Now this car was also pretty good, but it's going to be part of a motor pass, which I don't really like running these cars all that much. I also run the Ford Fiesta a good amount as well, but having some of the vehicles with this updated handling I think is going to be awesome, because we might start seeing a big variety of cars in the summits. Maybe there will be more than just the meta vehicles, I guess, quote unquote, that you'll be seeing more of in all the summits and competitive racing. But I'm going to jump into a race with the C3, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. So jumping into the race here with the C3, so there's a few things I do want to go over with this vehicle, and or maybe some of the other cars in this class as well. As I mentioned, I will be doing the Porsche 911 as well. So one thing I do want to mention though, guys, I could definitely see why some cars are better than others in these classes, especially the Rallycross class. My goodness, honestly, some of these cars are going to be really bad, and I can definitely see why a lot of players, including myself, don't actually touch most of them, because, well, what's the point of really using some of these vehicles, even though a lot of them can't actually turn all that well, and or completely lose themselves when trying to turn for that reason. So one thing I did notice with the Citroen, and I also noticed this with the Safari Edition as well, that was in the Motor Pass, is the fact that, well, trying to turn and actually using the analog stick or hitting it kind of hard sometimes around some turns, I noticed the cars will actually spin out and or have a lot of issues. Now I originally thought this could be my build on my vehicle, so I was going in there, you know, trying to change that and fix that, and I noticed whatever I did to my car, it did not seem to fix much of anything on the vehicle. I adjusted it for a little while, like 30-40 minutes on this car, and what are you doing, son? And it just didn't really seem to fix anything. I was like, well, let me go adjust it again and see if I can fix the car now. And unfortunately, nothing I can do to the Citroen is actually fixing this vehicle to make it turn better. So that is one thing I did notice about some of these cars, including, as I mentioned before, the 370Z Safari Edition in the Motor Pass there. I do think this is kind of unfortunate, because some of these cars I do think are really good. Like, I don't think the C3 is really that bad. I just think the handling on this vehicle might be kind of annoying for some players to mess with, because, well, the car's going to be kind of twitchy. You hit the analog stick too hard one time, the car might spin out around a turn, or you mess up on that, and you know, that could get you a worse time at a summit, which I completely understand how that might actually be annoying, because, well, I personally don't want to really be messing with cars like that either. And when you have something like the Cadillac and or the Mitsubishi, it's going to be really hard to actually use one of these other vehicles because of how good those cars actually are. I mean, they handle on a dime, they're honestly just really good in every way, and the speed's also amazing on them. When you're jumping into something like this and you start seeing the handling, you're like, well, I kind of see why no one actually uses some of these vehicles now. It is kind of unfortunate, but I do think the overall handling update is going in the right direction. I think I do like what they're doing with this. I will have to test more of the cars out. I'm sure many players know this, but not every single rallycross vehicle is actually included in this. I believe there's like 19 or something out of like the 29 or whatever there is that's in this class. So not all of them did have the update. And I could definitely see from the cars I have tested with that they do seem a little bit better for the most part, but I do think some of the cars are just still honestly not that great, and I really don't think you can really use them. The C3 is really not a bad vehicle. As I mentioned, this was actually my favorite car to use previously, and I still like it, but I just don't really see myself running this vehicle as much. I'm going to experiment more with the cars in these classes to really see what could be better. I might end up running the Ford Fiesta, which even before the handling update, that was actually one of my favorite cars to run. I still really do enjoy that vehicle. It handles good, it has pretty good speed, and also looks really cool. So you can use something different besides like the Cadillac and the Mitsubishi, which I think a lot of players are looking for variety and or looking to mix something up when doing these races, which I completely completely understand because, well, some cars are definitely going to be worse than others, and, well, you can definitely see that when using them. I've been noticing that a lot more. I will be doing more testing on the Rallycross vehicles because I know there's got to be some other good cars out there besides the Mitsubishi and the Cadillac, but let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the handling update, and thank you all so much for watching.